It was late afternoon when the sun began to dip behind the city skyline, painting the streets in shades of orange and gold. A group of bikers, all wearing their leather jackets and roaring engines, pulled up at a small gas station on the edge of town. They were tough-looking men, the kind most people avoided eye contact with, but beneath the noise and roughness, they carried good hearts. As the leader of the group, Mike stepped off his Harley to fill up. A faint voice caught his attention. "Sir, please, buy my scooter." The voice trembled. He turned and saw a boy, no older than 12, standing next to an old black scooter. The boy's clothes were dusty, his eyes tired, and his voice carried a desperation that cut through the noise of engines. Mike frowned, wiping his hands. "What's wrong, kid? Why are you selling your scooter?" The boy swallowed hard, clutching the handle of the old scooter. "Please, sir, buy it. Mommy hasn't eaten in 2 days. I tried finding work, but no one wants to hire a kid." The bikers fell silent. The sound of engines faded. Only the wind moved, rustling the boy's torn shirt. Mike stepped closer. "Where's your mom now?" he asked softly. "She's at home," the boy said. "She's sick. I was hoping if someone buys this scooter, I could buy her food and medicine." The other bikers exchanged glances, men who had seen hardship, who had once been kids like him. One of them, a big man named Rob, wiped his nose roughly and muttered, "Damn, breaks your heart." Mike knelt beside the boy, looking at the scooter. The paint was faded, the tires cracked, the seat ripped. It wasn't worth much, but in that moment, it felt priceless. "How much you want for it, kid?" The boy hesitated. "Just enough to buy food and medicine. Maybe $50. Mike smiled softly. $50, huh? I think this scooter's worth more than that." He turned to his group. Without a word, they began reaching into their wallets. Bills of all kinds, tens, 20s, hundreds, passed from rough hands into Mike's palm. He handed the stack to the boy. "Here," he said, "for your scooter. But we'll keep it parked here, all right? You can come back for it anytime you want." The boy's eyes widened as he looked at the money, more than he had ever held in his life. His lips trembled, and tears streamed down his cheeks. Thank you, sir," he cried. "Mommy's going to be so happy." Mike placed a hand on his shoulder. "Go take care of her, son. That's what matters." The boy ran off, clutching the money tightly, his small frame disappearing down the dusty road. The bikers watched him go, silent again, their hearts heavier but somehow lighter at the same time. A few days passed. Mike and his crew couldn't get the boy out of their minds. They decided to ride through that part of town again. As they turned the corner of an old neighborhood, they saw a woman standing outside a run-down house. She looked frail but clean, her hair combed, her eyes shining with tears. Beside her stood the same boy, waving as he saw them. They pulled over, and the woman came forward. "Are you the men who helped my son?" she asked softly. Mike nodded. "Yeah, ma'am. How's he doing? How are you feeling?" She wiped her tears. "You saved us. I was sick from hunger and couldn't get up. He fed me, bought medicine, and even paid the rent. I don't know how to thank you." Mike smiled, his eyes soft. "You already did. You raised a boy who didn't give up. That's thanks enough." The boy ran forward, holding out something wrapped in cloth. "Sir," he said shyly, "I fixed my scooter. It runs now. I want you to keep it, so you remember us." Mike chuckled and shook his head. "Kid, I'll never forget you." He patted the boy's shoulder and started his bike. "You, keep that scooter. Someday, when you're older, maybe you'll ride with us." The boy grinned, his eyes full of hope. "I will, sir. I promise." The engines roared back to life, echoing through the street. As the bikers rode away, the boy and his mother stood at their doorway, waving. Miles down the road, Rob turned to Mike and said, "You think he'll really remember us?" Mike looked ahead, the wind hitting his face. "He doesn't need to remember us," he said. "He'll remember what kindness feels like. That's enough." That night, as the stars appeared over the highway, the roar of engines faded into a gentle hum, a sound that carried more than speed or rebellion. It carried a story of a hungry child, a mother's love, and strangers who became angels on 2 wheels.